Hey there everyone, welcome back to Channel Grantito. I am your host Grantito, and we're back. I've been pretty busy lately. I've been working on the mirror Gaia for Jurassic World Chaos at Kerwood. If you go to my Instagram, at channel_Grantito, you're going to see some of the footage. I'm going to upload a little video later today, so you'll get to see what the mirror Gaia looks like so far. Recently I've been a lot more busy since college has started. I'm going to U of M Flint and doing classes online. So videos are going to be a little bit more rare now, but I'm still going to try to provide some content for you guys just so you stay entertained on the channel before the release of Chaos at Kerwood. In the meantime, I've been waiting to do another review on either Mattel or something else, but first, look at that! It's a little Parkgate mini planter. I got this at Box Lunch. Box Lunch is a very cool pop culture media store. You can get all kinds of cool stuff. They have all kinds of merch based on Disney, Star Wars, Marvel, all kinds of stuff. And now they just released a Jurassic Park line. There's all kinds of cool stuff. This is one of a few things I picked up. I also picked up some socks and stuff like that, and I'm gonna get a really cool looking Jurassic Park fanny pack, because those are really stylish. But this is just one of the little gifts I got from there, and it just looks awesome. I'm gonna have it in the background of the other product that we're gonna review right now. But today we're gonna be looking at one of the most controversial Mattel figures of the Primal Attack line, and that is this guy right here. Siats, the man-eating monster, or Siats MEEKERORUM if you want to be a little science nerd. So let's take a closer look at this dinosaur and get him out of the packaging, because I am ready to look at this behemoth. Okay, and here is Siats, or Siats. I really forget the pronunciation, but I'm going to call it Siats because that's how I've always heard it. A little bit about this dinosaur. This dinosaur is fairly new. This species was found, I believe, 7 years ago. I'm pretty sure it was 2013. It was found in Utah. And this dinosaur lived at a time where tyrannosaurs were not yet the apex predator, so in a way it sort of filled in that niche. This dinosaur is part of the Neovenaduridae family, so it's kind of related to dinosaurs such as Carcharodontosaurus, Mapusaurus, and dinosaurs of that caliber. Technically like a Cretaceous allosaur, so it does resemble the allosaurs in some respects, but it's still quite different, especially Mattel's interpretation here. So here it is. You can see it's a fairly big figure. It's one of the massive biters. So if you look at the packaging, this is part of the Primal Attack line. The dinosaur itself is probably not going to show up in Camp Cretaceous, although it would be pretty cool to see it by surprise. But yeah, it's one of the massive biters, so it's one of the large/medium-sized dinosaurs, and unfortunately, it doesn't have any electronics. Sorry guys, I know, I wanted electronics too. Here's a look at the back of the packaging. As you can see, down here in the bottom left, we have the Sarcosuchus and the Tarbosaurus, which I do have, and here's a diagram showing what Siats can do. So, as you saw me do a little while ago, you can turn the tail, you can make his jaw snap, and all that good stuff. Let's get him out of the packaging. Alrighty, there we go. Siats is out of the packaging. Put the gate back there. And yes, it's definitely an interesting looking dinosaur. Check that out, huh? So yes, as I mentioned earlier, this is part of the Massive Biters line, so it is a fairly big figure. Hold on, let me get something to reference it. For the syncopation of this review, I'm actually going to compare it next to Proceratosaurus. Now, these two dinosaurs did not live at the same time. Proceratosaurus, I believe, is a Jurassic-type dinosaur. It's from the Jurassic period, so I believe. But during the time of its existence, Siats lived with another species of Tyrannosaurid, which was called Monos, and it was very small, very similar in size to Proceratosaurus, or a Velociraptor for that, like a Jurassic Park-style raptor, what I mean, 5 feet tall, about 11 feet long. So, this is kind of the scale of what a Monos would be next to a Siats, and, Siats was the dominant predator in its area many millions of years before Tyrannosaurus Rex even existed, so, this probably happened. God, it looks cool next to the gate. It's just, eat the plant. You're not a plant eater. So, let's look at the details here. So, as you can see, there are a lot of different unique scale textures on the dinosaur here. Here, let me change the light. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Oh, no. Don't do this to me. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. So as you can see on the figure here, there are a lot of unique scale textures. Right here in the arm, you can see these kind of crocodilian-like scales, like on the underbelly, the square, I guess, scales. But right here on the sides, it's got a lot of rough, bumpy scales, which are quite interesting. On the legs here, there's these big osteoderm-like scales, which are, you know, it adds a lot of variety. So in terms of the scales on its body, it definitely has some a unique look to it. This dinosaur, although not many fossils have been found of it, I believe they only found parts of the tail, the femur, the backbone, some of the leg, and the toes. They don't really have a lot to go off of, but they can kind of estimate based on other fossil records of dinosaurs. But a lot of people theorized that this dinosaur did have feathers. So much like the Indoraptor, it does have those thick rubber, like, you know, quills on the back of its neck and its body here, which blend in quite well with the figure, and it gives it a bit of a unique look. I personally would have preferred they put like some felt on it or something, like fuzzy felt instead of these hard rubber spikes, but yeah, that's just me. Taking a look at the face here, this is where the controversy comes in. Its head, the head shape, I think is good. You know, it's got the unique, like, allosaurid crests up here on its head, and when its mouth is closed, the shape looks good. That does look good. That looks like a modern dinosaur representation. It looks pretty good. But the one thing that really does kind of not do it for me is the underbite. Or not really the underbite, but this tooth right here that's just sticking up like a crocodile. And to me, that's just a very, very weird design choice. In kind of a way, I do like it, but at the same time, looking at this as if it were supposed to be a scientifically accurate dinosaur, I don't think so. But then again, you know, nothing in Jurassic Park is supposed to be 100% like the paleontological findings. So, you know, Mattel does have some creative liberties with this, since this is like the first Siats toy we've ever gotten. Not only in Mattel, but just any dinosaur toy line ever. I haven't really seen any others. So I guess they kind of have the right to do it. You know, it's fair. But I honestly would have preferred it didn't have this thing. Not only that, but the teeth here, I feel like they could have gone without it. You know, because, like, when you look at a dinosaur, most dinosaurs, like, their teeth end right here. And then the rest is room for the, like, the membrane in their mouth, like that little pink fleshy bit that connects to the two jaws. If they would have extended this here and, you know, left it without, like, see, doesn't that look a bit more, like, accurate, though? I mean, get rid of that tooth. I'm trying to, bear with me here. Honestly, I think that would have looked a little bit better. I don't know. That's just me. Now let's talk about the colors. You know, the coloration, to me, is kind of lazy. From a distance, it looks kind of good and appealing, but, you know, one thing I noticed with the coloration of this dinosaur is oddly similar to the Battle at Big Rock Allosaurus, or Gen 2 Allosaurus, or whatever you want to call it. Actually, I'll get that. I'll be right back. Yeah, there we go. So, as you can see, they both have a very similar, like, blue color scheme. I mean, the blue on the Siats is a lot closer to the dark blue that's on the back of the Allosaurus. And sure, the Allosaurus has, like, more of a light beige color as opposed to the almost orange color of the Siats. But, you know, they seem very, very similar in color schemes, and it's, I don't know, it's kind of frustrating to look at. I mean, this Allosaurus is pretty bombing, though. The face looks awesome on that. Siats is looking kind of weird over here, but, you know, I don't know. Also on the back here, there's gray stripes, like here on the legs and here on the back. And, you know, I don't know. It doesn't really transition well. I feel like they should have just stuck with the blue and had, like, some, you know, like, using this gray color, they could have outlined the pattern instead and added some, like, sprinkling of gray in there. And that's kind of, I don't know. It just, it's so weird. I don't really have the right words to say it. It does have a pretty cool green eye, though. It looks fierce. To me, it doesn't really look like a Siats, though. To me, it looks more like that, Diabolus Rex or the Malusaurus, the early concept design for the Indominus Rex for Jurassic World. They had, like, a weird yellow and purplish blue looking dinosaur hybrid. It almost looked like a crazy Giganotosaurus on steroids. And this, to me, looks almost like that. You know, if the orange was changed to, like, a yellow, and they would have gone a little less crazy on the blue and, you know, got rid of the gray, it looked pretty similar to that. I don't know. It's a very bizarre figure. Let's talk about the action feature, though. Much like the other massive biters, you press a button on the tail here, and it goes num-num. And, you know, I have to give this figure credit. It has a very strong grip as opposed to the Tarbosaurus and the Sarcosuchus. I don't own the Sarcosuchus, but I've tested it in stores, and I just gotta say, that thing is weak. Like, it cannot grab anything. But like here, if I put a little Postosuchus right here, let's see if I can grab it. Hold up. Yeah, look at that. That was a pretty firm grip. Hold on. Yeah, alright. That's pretty good. I brought in Tarbosaurus as an example. I'm gonna try, like... See, you can kind of hold on there, but, like, comparably so, there's a lot more resistance with this one, with the Siats, so its jaw is a lot, like, stronger, in my opinion. You know, you gotta really give it some oomph right there. Tarbosaurus, on the other hand, really light. You know, you barely have to press it, and it feels cheap, and when you grab a different figure... This Tarbosaurus is freaking awesome, though, I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably gonna do something cool with it. I'm gonna put him in the background, actually. I will say, I do appreciate Mattel for, painting the toe claws. They did a nice job right there. They missed the finger claws, but, you know, whatever. So, it is a pretty unique figure. I'm kind of glad that they didn't make one, because, you know, I never expected them to make this. But I was kind of hoping that it would be more like the scientifically accurate version, especially in terms of the paint job. If they would have kept this model, and they would have given us, like, that honey mustard yellow with, like, the white, the black, and the red, that would have been so cool. I might do a makeover of this figure doing that, and, like, getting rid of these little spikes and putting felt on it instead. I don't know. Either that or I'll do a makeover. Ted Brothers did a makeover of this figure and made it look absolutely stunning. I think that repainting this would definitely do it some justice.
Bumpy, watashi no keikai o bagoi sono no baga dashite. Bumpy nekete, Siats hakai shi no orima. Temate, kono, Horn Kigaki! NANI?! そうだ。今日の出たまさかてめえが支払う。ザワールド止まれい時よ。すべきいられたパワースピノソールスめここに来る。代わりに殺す今。このパワー。ジーパー。脱出不可能よ。8秒経過。ぶっ潰れよ。さよなら、じゃあ答え。NANI?止めるどんなにそのまま消してハビビコポン
Alrighty, so what does Grantito think of Siats? Is this figure worth your time, your money, etc.? I'm going to give this figure a 7.5 out of 10. It is a very cool figure. I'm glad Mattel made this figure because I honestly didn't expect in 100 years that this dinosaur would get made, considering how, like, new to the scientific community it is. It's got a good gimmick, it's nice and strong, posability is decent, it stands, size is right, you know, it's got some great fundamentals. But when it comes to the paint job and the design choice of the teeth having an underbite and stuff, that's kind of where it gets a little lackluster. So if you happen to pick this one up and you want to do a makeover like Ted Brothers, or you want to make it look like the scientifically accurate version, by all means, go ahead and get one. It's only a $20 figure, and recently they've become a lot easier to find. It wasn't until recently I found one, but about a month or so ago, they were like impossible, and everyone else had one. So, you know, now that I have one, I might get another and do a repaint of it or a makeover. So maybe expect that for a future video. But yeah, if you're just now starting a Mattel collection, then by all means, go ahead and grab one. This one, you know, it's definitely a cool figure, it has some functionality, but if you're like a hardcore collector and you like your dinosaurs with some variety, this one, yeah, well, it's definitely unique. It's still got a couple problems that make it kind of ugly to look at. Now to talk about some upcoming videos. I've been working on a LEGO review for some time now, but some of the footage got lost, so I may have to re-record it, which is kind of unfortunate. I'm also going to be working on more Mattel hybrids. The Triostronics, although it's not really that highly viewed, like it still has less than 200 views, which is really unfortunate. But I still want to make some more Mattel hybrids because I think it's going to be a cool little trend that Mattel collectors are going to do. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys in the comment section below. Which dinosaur do you want to see next? Do you want me to turn the Tarbosaurus figure into the Mortem Rex from Jurassic World Alive? Or do you want to turn this old Parasaurolophus into the Paramoloch? I'm going to leave that down below to you guys, and I'll let you duke it out in the comment section which dinosaur hybrid you want to see next. I'm also going to review the Mattel Irritator, which is a figure I've been waiting for so long, and it is so cool! Not only that, but soon I'm going to be doing an update video on Jurassic World Chaos at Kerwood. I'm going to show you guys what I have done so far with the Miragaia, the Gasparini Sora. Well, actually, I have been thinking. The Gasparini Sora is a unique dinosaur. You know, it's one of the smallest ornithopod dinosaurs that has been found. But I have been thinking, and I'll also let you guys debate this in the comments. Do like a two-part sentence paragraph thingy in the comments. Not only do you want the Tarbosaurus or the Parasaurolophus makeover, but for this fan film series, do you want me to keep the Gasparini Sora, or would you prefer I scrap that dinosaur and make Colin Trevorrow's favorite dinosaur, the Microceratops, instead? The Gasparini Sora is nearly complete, but, you know, if people really want to see the Microceratops instead, I could consider scrapping it, using the material from that build to make this other little dinosaur instead. I'm going to let you guys decide that in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this short little review today, as well as the JoJo reference. We're probably going to do more of those in the future. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys on the next video. See you later. Bye-bye.